Senior High School On-Air Academy. Unstoppable! Delivering you quality education amidst pandemic.
To defer school opening to October 5.
Unstoppable!
Giving you accessible learning platform anytime, anywhere.
Ng klase, whatever form it is.
Comprehensible!
Buckle up and get yourself ready.
I will repeat, then you will do it later on.
Accurate!
The sphere that includes all living
Today,
things.
we will be talking about rational functions.
Simplify.
This is Joss speaking. How may I help you?
This is Ed School Radio's Senior High School On-Air
On-Air
Academy. And now, here's your new episode for General Matibay.
Your guide in the subject General Mathematics. General Matibay.
General Matibay.
Happy New Year, everyone! It's wonderful that we stayed safe and productive, especially in enriching ourselves to learn. Wow! This is your School on Air in General Mathematics. Oh, yeah! It is another day with you learning General Mathematics through radio. I am your radio teacher, Aldrich Janvan C. Layugan. I am here to welcome you to our second quarter first episode of General Mathematics. In this episode, we'll talk about how to illustrate simple and compound interest.
Okay!
As always, I expect you to be well prepared as we start our lesson. Check the tune of your radio where you can clearly hear and understand our broadcast. Also, prepare all needed materials like lecture notes and pen, and of course, be sure that you are in a comfortable place where you can concentrate in listening to our lesson. Okay, are you ready to listen? Before we start our new lesson, let us have a recall on our previous episode. I am sure you still remember them, right? In our previous episode, we discussed about solving problems involving logarithmic functions, equations, and inequalities. From the discussion, you found out that in order to solve problems involving logarithmic functions, equations, and inequalities, just remember to consider and apply all the properties in solving logarithmic function, equations, and inequalities. Before we move on, let us check first your answers in the previous quiz. Can you still remember the questions? Please bring out your copy and let us check all together. Are you excited to know your scores? Okay, let us begin immediately. For the first question, which of the following exponential equation is equivalent to x is equal to log y with the base b? I repeat, which of the following exponential equations is equivalent to x is equal to log y with the base b? That's right. The correct answer is letter A. b raised to x is equal to y. Second question. Which of the following is equal to ln p? I repeat, which of the following is equal to ln p? Very good. The answer is B. Log p with the base e. I repeat, the answer is log p with the base e. The third question. Suppose Ruth deposited 10,000 pesos to open a new account paying 5% annual interest continuously. Using the formula A is equal to P times E raised to R times T, how long will it take for the balance in her account to reach at least 15,000 pesos? I repeat, Suppose Ruth deposited 10,000 pesos to open a new account paying 5% annual interest continuously. Using the formula A is equal to P times E raised to R times T, how long will it take for the balance in her account to reach at least 15,000 pesos? That's right! The answer is letter A, less than 8.2 years. And the last question. The formula A is equal to P times E raised to R times T gives the amount of A when money is P is invested in a bank that pays interest compounding continuously at a certain rate R in a given number of years needed to double uninvested money, that is A, which is equal to 2P. I repeat, the formula A is equal to P times E raised to R times T gives the amount of A when money P is invested in a bank that pays interest compounding continuously at a certain rate R in a given number of years needed to double invested money, that is A is equal to 2P. That's right! The answer is letter A. T is equal to IN times 2 over R. Count your scores. Did you get all the right answers to our questions? You all deserve an explosion claps for a job well done. Keep it up! This episode will be our first episode for the second quarter, and I would like to congratulate you for your great progress as we continue our broadcast. You have done well and listened carefully to our lessons. Oh, yeah! Are you still comfortable in your places? Maybe you need to have something with you like a healthy snack or drink to activate your brain cells so that you can concentrate in listening to our first lesson for today. If you need to attend to your personal necessities, go ahead. Also, do not forget to always disinfect your hands. Alright, I guess all set and you are now ready to listen and learn our lesson for today, which is all about to illustrate simple and compound interest. Before we start discussing the lesson, let us first take note some terms that will be very useful as we go on to our lesson. Time or term, written as T, is the amount of time in years the money is borrowed or invested. Length of time between the origin and maturity dates. Principal, written as P, is the amount of money borrowed on the origin date. Rate, written as R, is the rate, usually in percent, charged by the lender or rate of increase of investment. Interest, I, is the amount paid or earned for the used money. Simple interest is the interest that is computed on the principal and then added to it. On the other hand, compound interest is the interest that is computed on the principal and on the accumulated past interest. Maturity value or future value, written as F, is the amount after the time or years that the lender receives from the borrower on the maturity date. Let's start our lesson by answering the following question on how to convert decimal to percent and vice versa. That may help us to solve simple and compound interest. Be sure to listen carefully and attentively. Question number 1. What is the equivalent of 30% in decimal form? I repeat, what is the equivalent of 30% in decimal form? Very good. To find the decimal form of 30%, just simply remove the percent sign and divide the value by 100. So 30 divided by 100 is 0.3. Did you get it? Very good. Moving on the next question. What is the equivalent of decimal number 0.125 into percent? I repeat, what is the equivalent of the decimal number 0.125 into percent? Absolutely correct. Just simply multiply the decimal value by 100 and attach the percent sign. So 0.125 times 100% is equal to 12.5%. Next question. What percent of 24 is 12? I repeat, what percent of 24 is 12? Very good. The answer is 50. How did we obtain 50? That's right. We use the formula of percent, base, and rate, wherein P is equal to B times R, wherein P stands for percent, B stands for base, and R stands for rate. We will derive the given formula in order to compute for the rate. Therefore, rate is equal to percent divided by base, or R is equal to P divided by B. Since the unknown is rate, the quotient of percent and base will be multiplied to 100%. Rate is equal to percent, which is 12, divided by base, which is 24, times 100%. The quotient of 12 and 24 is 0.5. 0.5 times 100% is equal to 50%. Therefore, the answer is 50%. Okay, are you ready to solve simple interest? Alright, let's start. Let us answer activity 2, entitled Complete Me. The formula for simple interest is I is equal to P times R times T, where I is the simple interest, P is for the principal or the amount invested or borrowed, and R stands for simple interest rate, and T for term or time, which is expressed in years. In solving simple interest, identify first the given. The given are P is equal to 5,000 pesos. Rate R is equal to 4%, convert it into decimal number, and it will become 0.04. And the time is 1 year. Using the formula, simple interest is equal to principal, which is 5,000, times the interest rate, which is 0.4, times the year or the time, which is 1. What is the interest of 5,000 pesos invested at 4% interest rate after 1 year? I repeat, what is the interest of 5,000 pesos invested at 4% interest rate after 1 year? Very good. The interest after 1 year is 200 pesos. So, the maturity value or the amount after 1 year is 5,200 pesos, because 5,000 the amount invested plus the interest after 1 year, which is 200 pesos. Can you follow, class? I know you can. Now, how about if the invested time is 2 years? What is the total amount after invested 5,000 at the interest rate of 4%? I repeat, how about if the invested time is 2 years? What is the total amount after invested 5,000 pesos at the interest rate of 4%? Now, let's move on to compound interest. The formula to solve maturity or future value and compound interest is F is equal to P times the sum of 1 plus R raised to T, where P is the principal or present value, F refers to the maturity future value at the end of the term, R refers to the interest rate, and T for term or time in years, and the compound interest I is given by I sub C is equal to F minus P. Okay, are you ready to solve compound interest? I know you are. Okay, let's answer the first column. First, identify the given value. The given value are P, or the principal or present value, which is 5,000 pesos. The interest rate is 4%, or in decimal form, it will become 0.04. And for T, for time, is 1 year. Next, substitute all the given value in the formula of the compound interest. Future value is equal to principal times 1 plus interest rate raised to time T. Future value is equal to 5,000 times 1 plus 0.4 or 0.04 raised to 1. What is the future value at the end of 1 year? I repeat, what is the future value at the end of 1 year? Very good. The answer is 5,200 pesos. And to find the compound interest, use the formula I is equal to F minus P. So compound interest is equal to the future value at the end of the term less the principal or the amount. So 5,200, the future value, less 5,000, which is the principal. What is the compound interest of 5,000 after invested in 1 year at 4%? Precisely, the answer is 200. Let us continue to answer column 2. Compute the compound interest of 5,000 pesos principal amount whose annual interest rate is 4% after 2 years. Following the formula of the compound interest, this gives you 5,408 pesos. Therefore, the compound interest is the difference of the future value and principal. Hence, we have 5,408 pesos minus 5,000 pesos, which gives 408 pesos as the compound interest after 2 years. Now, compare simple and compound interest. If you were to invest your money, What do you want to choose and why? I repeat, if you were to invest your money, what do you want to choose and why? Okay, very good. Simple interest remains constant throughout the investment, while in compound interest, the interest from the previous year also earns interest. Thus, the interest grows every year. Are you finished? Well then, that's great. I know you have done your best. Congratulations and keep doing great. We will soon know your scores on the next episode, so keep tuning in. Be sure that your parents or guardians will drop your answer sheets on the designated areas in your barangay following health protocols set by the authorities. If you have more questions and inquiries on the topic discussed in this episode, feel free to message or call your teacher in general mathematics or your advisor or the numbers provided in your self-learning kits. That's all for today, grade 11 math class. Hope you enjoy listening. We have more learnings to come, so keep tuning in and stay connected. Always remember that education must continue amidst COVID-19 because learning is a never-ending process. Until next episode of Fun Learning here on Senior High School On-Air Academy for General Mathematics. In the name of our script writer, Mrs. Virginia Del Rosario, I am Eldridge Janvan C. Layugan of SDO Isabela RBI Production Team. Have a wonderful day. Always remember that we can make our learning fun and easy if we have a positive mindset that we can do it. Until next time, stay safe and stay at home. God bless everyone. Bye!
Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon.
Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang may iwan.
Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela.
Halina't matuto gamit ang ating radyo. Pakinggan at unawain, aralin na ituturo. Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon. Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang maiiwan. Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela.
O anak, bakit hindi mo ginagalaw ang pagkain mo? Inay, ayoko po ng ulam. Ang gusto ko po sana ay chicken joy at hotdog, kagaya ng mga kalaro ko. Hindi mo ba alam anak na ang mga pagkain iyan ay hindi sapat ang sustansyang kailangan ng iyong katawan? Kailangan mo ding kumain ng gulay at prutas dahil ang mga ito ay nagbibigay ng iba't ibang bitamina upang lumakas ang iyong resistensya. Ganun po ba, Nay? Sige po, kakainin ko na po ang aking pagkain. Nang sa ganun, ay lumakas po ang aking katawan at malayo sa sakit. Isang paalala mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
Ayun na sa Radyo Eskwela.
Nabalitaan kong magbibigay na daw ang mga guro ng learning modules. Ibig bang sabihin nito, tayo na ang magtuturo sa mga bata? Ipinasa na nila ang kanilang trabaho. Wala na silang gagawin, samantalang tayo ang aako sa trabaho nila. Ano ba yan?
Ganito yan, Mare. Base sa pagkakaintindi ko sa nakaraang orientation sa DepEd, ang mga magulang ang gagabay sa pag-aaral ng ating mga anak bilang hindi pa naman pwede ang face-to-face na klase. Aalalay lang tayo sa gagawin ng ating mga anak habang sila ay nasa tahanan. May gagawin pa rin naman ang mga guro. Sila ang maghahanda at magbibigay wasto sa mga learning modules na gagamitin ng mga mag-aaral.
Ah, ganun pala yun, Mare. Magiging madali ang pagkatuto ng ating mga anak sa tulong at pag-alalay ng mga magulang. Isang paalala mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
Ating radyo. Tayo na, tayo na, tayo na sa Radyo Eskwela. Tayo na, tayo na, tayo na sa Radyo Eskwela. Tayo na!
Mare, ba't may gamit kayong radyo ngayon? Luma na yan ah.
Mare, ang radyo ay kailanman hindi na paglilipasan ng panahon. Lalo ngayon, isa ang radio-based instruction sa napiling gamitin ng DepEd para maituloy ang pag-aaral ng mga bata sa kabila ng pandemiko.
Wow, ang galing naman. Sige Mare, uwi na ako para makabili ng radyo para sa inaanak mo.
Tara na't matuto sa kabila ng pandemiko. Isang paalala mula sa DepEd at ng himpilang ito. Sulong Edukalidad!
Tayo na, tayo na, tayo na sa Radyo Eskwela. Tayo na, tayo na, tayo na sa Radyo Eskwela. Tayo na!
Uy, psst, Benjo, ML tayo.
Hep, hep, hep! Anong ML na naman yung naririnig ko, Raul, ha? Buong araw akong nagbenta ng gulay at karne sa palengke. Pagod na pagod ako. Ang sakit-sakit ng mga kasukasuhan ko tapos mag-ML ka lang? Ano bang mapapala mo sa mga online games na yan, ha? Sige nga, magpaliwanag ka.
Nay, relax. Ang ML po na sinasabi ko ay modular learning. Ito po kasi yung gawin ng pagkatuto na inadapt ng paaralan namin. Sa pamamaraan pong ito, sasagot kami ng mga self-learning modules. Mga printed materials po ito, Nay. Para bang may guro na nagtuturo pa rin sa amin. Kawili-wili rin po ang mga gawain na kapaloob dito. Dahil na rin sa mga iba't ibang estratehiya na ginamit ng mga nagsulat. Yun po, Nay, ang ML.
Ah, ML baka mo, anak.
Magpapatuloy ang pag-aaral, magpapatuloy ang pagkatuto. Isang paalala mula sa himpilang ito at ng kagawaran ng edukasyon.
Halina't matuto, gamit ang ating radyo. Pakinggan at unawain, aralin na ituturo. Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon. Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang maiiwan. Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela.
Hi! Ikaw si Mara, di ba? Yung laging nalilate sa klase? Ako si Gab. Bakit ka ba laging nalilate sa klase?
Kumikit kumulang 7 kilometro kasi ang nilalakad ko araw-araw papasok sa paaralan. Bukod pa ron, kailangan ko munang pakainin ng mga alaga naming hayop at papaliguan ng aking mga nakababatang kapatid na papasok din sa elementarya. Tuloy, lagi akong nahuhuli.
Pero lagi kitang nakikita sa pangalawang kanto ah. Gusto mo bang sumabay na lang sa tricycle namin araw-araw? Para hindi ka na rin mahuli sa klase. Hihintayin ka na lang namin sa tapat ng bahay para sabay na tayo. Ano, ayos ba?
Naku, totoo ba? Maraming salamat kung ganon. Sasabihan ko ang inay tungkol sa magandang balitang ito. Salamat ha! Ano nga ulit ang pangalan mo?
Gabriel.
Pagtutulungan ay pairalin, pagiging makasarili ay tuluyang limutin. Isang paalala mula sa DepEd at ng himpilang ito.